Well, good morning, y'all. I am Simply Lesa because I simply am. Ha ha ha. Um, we're going to do kind of a short live chat this morning. Hopefully, somebody comes in. Let's do all messages. Let me get a couple of things set up. Good morning, Iris. I saw you posted something on. No, I got that. I saw you posted something on Facebook. I don't know, the other day. I saw it. Hi, Catherine. Catherine's visiting today. She hasn't been around in a minute. Homer's evidently doing better. He got the pins put in his hand. It's good to see you, Catherine. Oh, Leanna, hi. Can you guys hear me? Okay, I didn't check volume anyways. I just leave it. You know, I'm on my phone, y'all. All right. So I'm making a list right now, and I'm standing at the kitchenette counter. I want to show you some of these things, and I think I'll be able to in a couple of minutes. Leanna, thank you so much for the tripod. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. I don't think we need lights. Let's see what happens. Yeah, see that they're kind of faint unless it's dark out. Whoops. How come that one's not the same as the other one? Oh, it probably needs to be charged. Yeah, not even helping. Woo-hoo! But not even helping, so I'm just going to turn them off. I think I need to charge one of them. I was playing with it the other night. Oh, pins were taken out. I'm sorry. Okay, so keep praying for Homer in his hand and stuff. Let me finish my list real quick. I've got to go to town. Because I've had something happen. I always have something happen. Can my life, like, calm down a little bit? Right? It's kind of annoying. I think I forgot to do something, guys. Let's do that. There we go. So, okay. So I'm making a quick list here. For if I can find it when I go to town. All right. I think I have everything. Oh, no, I don't. There we go. Okay. So I got all that list. And Wendy, I'm sorry, my face is close. I was leaning to the trash bag. Wendy is, leave it open? Okay. I don't mind. It might get us a few more people. So, Wendy was watching me get dressed and do my hair. Yes, my hair is done today, guys. Okay, look, I guess my hair is done. Okay, so Wendy was watching me and she's like, "Are we going somewhere?" So she hanging tight and close. So y'all who have never been here before, y'all be very nice on my channel to me and to other people. We learn from each other out here. And I talk about all things off-grid, nomadic, world travel, whatever. I answer questions and I help people as much as I can. And so does our community. We speak about some things using the name God occasionally, or the great creator, or whatever. If you don't like that, you can just go away whenever you feel like it. You be you, but you be nice here. You have respect for my community and myself. Let's not bring politics, let's not bring anything bizarre, and I'll decide bizarre along with my moderators. My moderators have my permission to smack trolls. We call it Smack a Troll Sunday. So we are simply going to share years of experience and a little update on what's been going on around my off-grid cabin. I have lived off-grid to 85-90% of my entire life. So I have a lot of experience, and whether you like my experience or not, it's what is. Now, some housekeeping things. Please, you are free to use super chats and super thanks. You can use all the little, hearts and what are they called? Emotion. Not emotions. There's another word for it, but you can use all of those features. You are welcome to become subscribers of my channel. Please use thumbs up if you like me and my content, or my community and my content. You don't have to like me to learn something or to get questions perhaps answered, or to have me help you solve a problem. Not even an issue. I have had health issues. I was nomadic when nomadic wasn't like a thing. I lived in a van the first time in my life in 1978. I graduated from high school in 1976, so you kind of get the drift. I live in the high desert of Arizona currently. I do hope to get back to traveling more often. I've had a lot of trouble with vehicles, and one of the last things was getting an engine built and installed. And then just recently, which I haven't even told the community about yet, I have a lot to update the community on, but we recently had a problem with the oil, and it was my fault. And so Friday, we had to change the oil twice. And so when I get a chance, I've got to go out, I've got to go to the car wash, and I've got to pressure wash the underneath of the car and prepare it for a diagnosis of, is there a leak that's a problem? Okay, so that's a whole thing. And guys, on my channel, if you would like me to read your comments, please place 3 uppercase Q's in front of your comment, question, subject you'd like me to touch on today. And Beth, I think Beth is out here. Beth, or one of my other moderators, could show you an example of that by putting 3 uppercase Q's and asking me to read something. And I will read it, and then I will comment or do my best with that. So I do not do birthdays. I do not do the world's holidays, so don't even ask me about that stuff. I do follow you don't need to know that about me, but I follow a more messianic style belief system. But I believe you do you, and when you do you, you basically do your best to keep that to yourself. Now, mine's going to show sometimes because of the way I speak about, and how I'm open about the things going on in my life. So that's what's going to happen there. If you guys like the content, please come back. Please give me more subjects to discuss, stuff like that. I was carnivore. Now I'm aiming towards more biblical eating foods, nutrition, stuff of that nature as I've healed. So, um, my healing process keeps being not a roller coaster, but it goes in waves. And I was doing really, really good. And then maybe I switched something up and I went a little too far a different direction and I had a little trouble. But on the health side, this might be TMI, but too much information. But on the health side, I watch my bathroom habits. Being nomadic, you get to do that a little more and being off grid, right? But I watch my bathroom habits and I know when something doesn't feel right. I pay really close attention to the way I feel in my body as well as like my moods. And so I've had the last 2 weeks, I've had some times when it's been kind of stressful, kind of weird. And the brand diagnosis style of a health issue that I was, tagged with, tends to not do well with stress. So I do have to watch that. Now I'm going to run back in the comments because they've been scrolling pretty quickly this morning and hunt for all those uppercase Q things to see what's going on in here. And if I see your name and I know you, I'll probably say hi. Woo, I got to go way back. So Iris said, "Good morning, Lesa." Hey, Iris. I'm so glad you're here consistently. Oh, I see Mary. I already said hi to Catherine Cook. Hi, guys. Leanna, hi. Moderators. I'm so glad you guys are here. Okay, here's one. Iris said, "Respect, please. Please put 3 uppercase Qs in front of your questions and comments for Lesa to see. Thank you and welcome." That's real nice, Iris. Thank you for that. Uh, Beth said, "Uppercase Qs, emojis." Yeah, emojis, but I know there's the hearts and stuff. What do they call that? Reactions or something. Yeah. Anyways. Beth says, "Please put 3 uppercase Qs in front of questions or comments that you want me to notice and read." This is how it works because comments will go so fast I can't focus on them without that or super thanks. And if you want to spend money and give me super thanks, it does help the channel. It helps us, but I don't ask anybody to do that because I figure just like me, a lot of us are lower income. So I'm not trying to take your money from you. I'm sharing what I've been blessed with by the great creator. And all right, let's see. So yes, I'm looking at the screen. And I only use my phone, by the way. My son keeps, why can't you get a computer? Why can't you do? I don't want to. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I'm still looking for uppercase Qs. I see a lot of emojis and hand waves. I see them. Okay. So, I don't have any. So, wow, have I had a week. I have lots of pictures that I took and a couple of short videos this week, but I haven't really had time to mess around with video stuff. I've been doing a lot of research and I've been doing a lot of organizing and preparing because the weather has changed. So, a little over a week ago were the fall holy days that I keep. Again, that whole disclaimer in the public space of you do you, but it's something I do. And because of that, um, Catherine, I just saw your comment. I use now on the description of the live videos, it says that I am in Apache County, Arizona, USA. And then I tell people that I am in the high desert of Arizona. So I have 4 seasons. It's the way life is. Okay. Um, anyways, because of some of this, because the Holy Jays just went through that I keep, and that the weather has been changing, so I've had to start splitting wood again. I've had to make sure that the wood stove was prepared, and it is. And so in the evenings, around 6, 7 o'clock, I tend to put a small fire on just to warm up the air in the space before we go to bed. And then in the early morning, about 4 or 5 o'clock, I'm putting on a small fire again just to bring the temperature up. FYI, I'm standing here with sleeveless, okay, and it's 66 degrees inside right now by my I have an atomic clock thermometer, and I'm barefoot on the floor, so I'm okay. Wendy's outside having fun barking at something. Something was bothering her in the night. We couldn't find it. Okay. I see some uppercase Q's. I'm going to focus for a minute. Beth is saying most questions coming from India are people scrolling through just looking for country names. Then Mary saying 28 here in New Mexico this morning. Yeah, I didn't check to see what the temperature was outside when I woke up this morning, but 2 nights ago it was 30. And I'm glad that I had put some fabric over my garden plants. Yes, I have a fall garden in pumpkin. The spaghetti squash may not make it, but that's all good. It's having fun out there. Um, and there's carrots and Russian beets and radishes, and they're like go crazy. And then there's a couple of herb plants that I was able to get put in another garden bed. And this afternoon, I'm supposed to meet somebody and pick up some more winter starter plants like cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, and arugula, and a couple other things that I can get in. And if I have to make small covers, I have weed cloth fabric that will work for that, and I'll use whatever I need to use to make little covers to keep plants going. But that's what's happening here. Yeah, I'm at about 6,500 feet elevation, so my temperatures are changing. And of course, that means also the animals are doing different things. Like the rats are moving around trying to find a warm place, and the chipmunks and the mice, they're all running around trying to find a nice warm place for the winter and stuff like that. Baby kitty, who had been carried off by a large bird, survived, came back, doesn't even have a puncture hole, and she's doing great. But I've decided she's such a cool, special cat that she's in and out of the house all the time. I don't know, she's just become something. Would I love to travel with and visit with my nomad friends? Sure, but I'm so not confident in my vehicle yet. I was that close to confident where I was thinking, yeah, if I went to visit my son or I went to see some friends, it could go a couple hours away. And then something happened with my oil. So with a new engine, I shouldn't have needed to put oil in it, but it was a little low. So I went to put oil in, and I'm telling on myself. And I was embarrassed started to talk negative about myself and how I was so stupid or whatever else because I didn't know anybody else had ever done what I did. I grabbed a container without looking at it, knew it said Valvoline, just assumed it was oil and didn't look at it. It was transmission fluid. But I only put a cup in. But it still is a cup of the wrong stuff in a new engine. So, I immediately started to try calling somebody to find out if I ruined my car, what do I do? Fast, what do I do? And of course, I'm in such a rural area that the signal didn't work. It took an hour and a half before I could get a consistent signal to talk to somebody. And you can imagine that I'm freaking out because I've had so much trouble and this was my own fault because I should have read the container. But luckily, I didn't have my funnel at the time and I spilled some and I went, that's not the right color. So I never started the engine. So then I called the closest physical neighbors to me. Now, I love them, but I have to be honest about them. In my humble opinion, they're not very reliable. That doesn't mean they're bad people. It's just if I need help now, they might not show up for 2 days. So, and no offense, they're being them, and they get to be them. So I'm gonna choose to not call them first every time, which I haven't, but I was hoping that they could be the kind of neighbors that could help me right away. Anyway, so they said that they could pick up my supplies in town, which is an hour away, and make sure I had them. Well, 7 o'clock. So the next day, they had not come. And so 7 o'clock the next night, I texted them and they said, oh, let me check. I'm not sure if they're here. And then they texted me back about a half an hour later. Oh, yeah, the stuff's here. I'll come by early in the morning. Well, the next day, I had to text again. They came at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And that was early in the morning. So, yeah, I gotta be respectful of their timing is different from mine and stuff like that. But if I need help like now, 5 minutes, I cut my hand really bad or something, that wouldn't be the first people for me to call because of these things. I wish I could because they're physically closest, but whatever. So that's that little spiel. But because I made this mistake with the engine and because there's something going on with the oil in my engine. And so that's why I'm going to take it to the car wash and I'm going to power wash the whole underneath so we can clearly see where the oil is going and where it's spraying and whatever. Because it just looks like there's a lot of oil sprayed everywhere down there and we can't figure out what from. So, okay. So I got Mary's. Luke Nakahara Ministry. Hey, how you doing today from Mesquite, Texas? Glad to see you today. I'm glad you're here. Yes, he put 3 uppercase Qs, so I read his thing and commented. That's how I do this. And you can do that, or you can give me a super thanks donation, which would be fine. I'm looking for more uppercase Qs, guys. There we go. Luke saying, thanks, Lesa. You're welcome, sir. Well, I'm saying, sir. What do I know? I should be careful. Okay. So, what do you guys got going on this week? So, Okay, so we got the oil changed, and what we did now, my son works uh, at a factory in Arkansas where he has to keep all the machines running, old machines and new machines. So he does things like computerized CNC stuff, and he does mechanical stuff too. And I don't know what his title is, but I know that one of his MOSs in the military was electrical engineer. So, but I don't know the other ones. He had more than one. So I called him first and said, I made a mistake. I'm scared. And I didn't know he was in the vets with his dog having surgery. And he was very upset. And we had to talk through a quick, just tell me you're busy. I'll go calm down. Later, I'll text you what I'm trying to figure out if I can't find a reasonable answer. Just go take care of your dog. So we did that because at first it was sort of like, why are you calling me like, it's just what happens sometimes between peoples. Anyways, so I just heard Wendy. Wait a minute. She's at the back door. I could twist this. We're being careful because of my signal, guys. And yes, signal wise. Oh, wrong door. Whoops. She must have scratched on the front door, not the back door. Wendy? Wendy? Nope, I don't even see her. I didn't react enough. She didn't come in. What was I telling you? Oh, well, anyway, so here we are. I was telling you something. Oh, so with my son, when I got a chance, it took me a long time because of signal. That's what I was telling you, to connect with anybody on the phone or texting or anything. When it finally happened, I was like, look, I'm freaking out over here. I've had so much trouble with my car, and this time it's my fault. And I don't know whether to be calling myself stupid or what, but I put about a cup of automatic transmission fluid in the engine. What do I do? Well, so by the time I got to one of my neighbors, he said, oh, your car is going to be okay. And second off, he said, it's okay to stop beating yourself. You're going to be fine. The car's going to be fine. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to have to get supplies and you're going to have to change the oil. And then when I got a hold of my son said, Mom, because you're all by yourself out there and I don't know people and we can't trust them to really have all your best interest at heart, he was like, what I want you to do is a little overkill, but the car will be safer. And so he said, what I want you to do is what I would have to do to a $100,000 machine. I want you to change the oil. Then I want the car to run for a little while. And then I want you to change it a second time. And I said, okay, I just got to get the supplies here. How long do I have before it ruins it? And he said, actually, you didn't put enough to ruin it. And then he explained to me how some people put automatic transmission fluid, a small amount, in a car just before they sell it so that it looks really super clean and it runs extra good. And so he was like, just, Mom, you didn't ruin it. It's going to be okay. And yes, listen to your friends. Yes, get your supplies there. I said, fine, I can calm down. I can get the supplies here. And since you said it's okay as long as it's just sitting and I didn't start it, he said, yes, you'll be fine. He said, so just do this. Get the supplies there. And after you got the supplies, talk to me or send me pictures. And he says, even if you got to do the oil change, I'll talk you through it. And I'm like, that's okay. I got the book here too. And I'm pretty sure I'm used to seeing a white oil filter and mine's black. And I'm like, so I'm not sure which things. He goes, okay, just take a deep breath. You'll be all right. So Friday after 3 o'clock, it all happened. It happened pretty quickly. But getting the supplies here was a little stressful for me because I'm, thinking people are going to do what they said. And then it was all the timing was weird. But it worked out. We got everything changed, but I haven't driven it yet. So when I go out with it later, I'll be listening to the engine and being careful, but I'm going to pressure wash the underneath so we can find out where the leak is so that we can then start diagnosing that. But that's what's car problems. Just what is it with me and car problems? Why does the creator have me having that kind of problem so much? Whatever. All right, let me go back and check. I've seen things scrolling for a minute. Uh, I don't know how far back I gotta go. Oh yeah, I did that. I got that message, so let me come back down. Oh, I see Bernie's name. Hi, Bernie. Looking for 3 uppercase Q's. That's how I know what to read, guys. Um, okay, I got that. Thanks from Luke. All right. Okay, here we go. Luke, any update on the bull? Yeah, he hasn't been back. I'm sometimes waking up in the middle of the night and I think I hear hoofs, right, on the ground. Because sometimes if you're really still, you could feel the vibration, even in the cabin, from the animals walking close by. So, and I have elk and antelope and all kinds of stuff. And Wendy was barking at something last night, but the bull has not been back. I don't think. I think he's got plenty of puddles and the cattle tanks are all full. And I have removed the rain barrel that he was liking. And I have decided to take down the pond bird bath that I was so proud of and liked and everything. I'm going to remove that. I'm going to return to I have a glass bird waterer. I will return to using that. It doesn't draw a cow. And I'm going to return to small amounts of bird seed closer to the house. The cat's doing fine. Between Wendy and the cat, they should get any rodents that come by. So I'm just going to have to move all that stuff that I was making a pretty area and just change my mind on that. The other, let's see, for Luke's, any update on the bull thing. The other things I'm trying to do, I have not taken any lessons, Luke. I haven't had a chance. I just feel like I have been steady busy. Um, and I didn't feel good for a few days. I don't know whether I was just depressed, but at one stage I realized that I was bloated and having gas, which I haven't had in a long time. When I was all carnivore, I didn't have those problems. And I was just, maybe I'd eaten too many carbs or something. Like, I mean, I'm talking about it like God didn't give us food in carbs and micronutrients. He gave us whole foods. But maybe I overdid, something. And so I was like, all right, let me take a chill pill. Let me go eat a little bit more. So for 2 days, I ate a little bit more mackerel and salmon. I went back to having the kosher gelatin I have that brand right now, but kosher gelatin in my morning coffee or goat milk drink. Um, and I started to feel better a little more quickly. So I don't quite know what happened, but that's what I did anyway. So let's see. I, for the bull, I went out and pulled paracord through a pool noodle that I had here and pulled it across my gate because I don't have a physical gate right now. And I changed the settings on the driveway alarms to this alarm thing. And it scared Wendy. So I was like, well, that'll help some, even if it's not perfect. Um, I have at night, I keep putting this aluminum tent, well, no, steel tent pole, kind of crooked in the entrance of the front porch. Because when he came up and he tried to come on the porch, my thought is if he bumps that, it'll fall on the stone and I'll hear the sound of the metal and it'll wake me up. So, but no hoof prints. So I don't think he's been back. Um, I should check like far to my west side property line area. That property line, I had quite a bit of brush, about 3 feet high, but over the years it has, composted and it's shorter. And and Wendy went over there twice to bark. Once in the night, and I tried to make her not do it, but she wasn't listening. Um, and then this morning a couple of times. And so I should go check to see if there's hoof prints or any, poop or anything. Anyways, but that's what's going on with the bull. Basically, he's out of here for right now. I did buy two new, well, I wanted new ones anyways, but two new solar motion lights. One for the back side of the shower house, which is where I usually leave the wheelbarrow, but I don't know why he wants my wheelbarrow. And then one for the actual back wall of the um, screened patio. And they will light up a really big area. And I think that'll help a lot. So I need to change the settings on a couple of my motion sensors because the cows don't like going from dark to bright and then back to dark and then bright. That kind of scares them away. But if it's bright and then it stays on, plus the fact that that's not a very, anyway, so that's okay. That's my take on that. All right, let's go on. Okay, Beth said, at least you caught it before you started the engine. The mechanic paid to change my oil, diesel engine, put in the wrong oil, lied about it. Oh no. I didn't know to change it. That's why you don't have your truck, right? Oh, Beth. Oh, Beth. Oh, that's why your engine blew 2 years later. Well, of course. Oh, I'm so sorry. Mary says, I always have difficulty adjusting to elevation. Identifying food sensitivities is more tricky here. I think it is a little bit more tricky in some areas. And, for years, I blamed everything on me and the way I felt and what I ate because those were things I could control and other things I couldn't. And I've realized some things are not always me. It might be the pan I was using. It might be, I used to get, my lip used to break out when I would use certain kinds of metal. So I switched to some titanium and it helped. And my bamboo chopsticks I got when I visited with Pixie in Sedona, and my little wooden spoons that came with my coconut bowls. Those things don't hurt my, I don't break out. So, I'm looking for 3 uppercase Q's, people, and then I'll read your comments. Okay, I think I'm at the bottom right now. So what else has been going on? Kitty and Wendy have found a better space where they get along better. For quite some time, Wendy has been trying to teach Kitty not to bite her. And so the way she did it was she would nudge her away, and then she would, roll over, turn so that she couldn't get her tail or her butt or whatever. And then she started like hiding under the couch or the bed, I have a sofa bed. My cabin is really small for some of you new people. And then there was the whole I brought in the travel crate in the house and set it up for Wendy so she could get away from the cat and stuff like that. But I think they finally found a spot where it all works. So I noticed that they're palling around better. So there's not so much of the Wendy's having to teach her, don't do that. So that's good. Um, right now, I don't know what else to tell you guys right this second. Um, oh, on the bull subject again, I just remembered this. Um, in November, Tractor Supply evidently has a sale on fencing supplies. And so one of my other neighbors has to go anyways, has to take a trailer with them. So hopefully, I haven't even looked at it. I need to look at their website. But hopefully, the sale is still on when I get paid on the 3rd of um, November. Because what I want to do is order and pay online and designate that that person's going to pick things up for me. I need 29 T-post, I believe, and 2 rolls of barbed wire to do the east and the west sides. Now, that's not doing across my ridge because I have to decide what to do about that. But I don't know who's going to do that fencing. I don't feel comfortable doing the barbed wire part, but I can pound post in. So I may just start pound and post and we'll see what happens, what develops. But the fact that somebody's already going to go and take in a 16-foot trailer and they have space to put this on, I'm just saying, yes, please. And can we put 3 bags of pellets for my compost and toilets? That's what we're going to do. Yeah, I don't believe that that's the YouTube IT department. I, that happened to us one other Sunday, and I don't believe that's true. I mean, that's them, and we're not being ugly out here, so whatever. So that's the bull update. That's what happened with the car. That's what happened with my health and how I was feeling this week. My diet's a little kind of not really in flux, but I guess I'm trying to decide where I want to sit with things for a little while. And so I've done well. Did I show you guys my new pantry cabinet? See, I want to walk around with you and show you some stuff, but I know my signal. Let's go back to signal. Yes, there is a really good sale on Starlink right now. No, I do not have $300 I can invest in Starlink when I'm having trouble with a bull. So, the amount of power that is necessary to run a household Starlink is more power than I have available to me through my solar. So, in my humble opinion, if I was going to do Starlink, I would get the mini because it can be run USB-C, and I have enough power to run it off USB-C. Although I don't have the money to just buy the unit, okay? And then I would have to keep it at its lowest $50 a month for me to afford the monthly fee right now. And it would double the cost of my communications. So it's not my first choice to do this. I mean, I would love a Starlink Mini because I could take it traveling, I could, whatever. But, and I say I would love it. I don't know if I would love it, but I think I would love it. Anyways, it would make communication with you guys better. But I have the opportunity, thought I was going to have it when my son visited, to have my son's hotspot. His hotspot, the first time he came a year ago ish, it was running on AT&T, and I was surprised that it ran here and it ran well. Um, and it really sips power. He just upgraded from that same unit, which he had here when he visited, a couple months ago or whenever it was. Um, Maybe I should say a few weeks back. And he ran it the whole time he was here and it was fine. It sips power and it was a 4G unit. He just upgraded to a 5G. So I'm supposed to be able to get that. I just can't determine from his conversations whether he's actually shipped it to me yet or not. So hopefully I will get that unit. I can afford the. I told him if it was $50 or less a month, I could afford it. And then, I don't want a big bill, but if that's how much it is, I can manage that. And if the unit is free to me and some other things, then we could. I would like to do that. So so I'm waiting to find out when that can be shipped to me. I know he was a little bit hoping that he could hold it as an enticement to have me come visit. But I'm like, Josh, I just need it. Can we do that? And I'm probably, as soon as the car's doing well, I'll probably come visit anyways. It's something that's on my mind. But that's also like a 3-day trip or something. So it's a thing. So um, that's signal stuff. So that's what I'm choosing to do with the signal stuff. Would I like to have now? Oh, what's his name? I just was going to say his name quick, and it went just like that because I had like three thoughts all at once. Um, Narrow Way Homestead. What's his name? Anyway, he has an antenna system, and I have looked at that. Now I've forgotten the brand name right off the top of my head. I have looked at that in the past, and the new system he has, I have looked at. But I think it's a lot of stuff, pieces. Yeah, Nate Petrosky. Thank you, Beth. Um, and so it's a lot of pieces, and I'm not sure how much power it's going to take. And so I don't know whether it's worth putting all that antenna stuff around here. So I'm just going to hold off, keeping it simple, using what I've already got or what I can get cheap to free because my income's not that big. And that's where we're at with that. I'm going to ask you, I'll wait a few minutes and then we'll decide. Um, do you guys think you want me to try to walk around with you a little bit? I don't know if we'll buffer, but I've been working on my kitchenette. One of my lovely followers, who happens to be a family member, bought me the gift of my new kitchenette cart. I had to install it without the wheels on it because the wheels made it a little bit too tall. But it has allowed me to work on a kitchenette inside this 12-foot, so 144 square foot cabin. And wow, I just saw something. Use your volume. Anyway, the kitchenette cabinet, I'd like to show you that and what I'm starting to do. I just got some spices up in here. I have a plan for the window that we had. The windows I bought were a contractor return at Home Depot because I got a good price on them. But one of them does not open well. So one of them only opens maybe about 5 inches. I would say that's more 7 or 8. And so maybe about that. It opens about 5 inches. And so I have decided, especially since I got the drapes, curtains up, I have decided I'm going to put little shelves in this window. And I have an idea that I haven't decided on yet, but at least little shelves that I can put a combination of plants, herbs, and storage, cups, glasses, stuff like that, right? Things that I don't have a place for, but that's kind of kitcheny. So it makes this corner the kitchenette, and the window is more storage. Okay, window space is more storage. I've also thought, since the window opens this much, we could make an insulated panel to go in there. And I could make like a narrow, long, skinny. Meaning what? I don't know. Something enamel, because I love enamel. Okay? I think. Or, yeah, probably not copper. But something cool. That's narrow and long and skinny. Like some kind of a plant thing. Okay? That could we could put a drain in it. Like an RV kitchen drain. And have the drain hose go outside through this insert in the opening of the window, and it could go out to the outdoors. So I could have a sink. Now I don't know what that means, but it's an idea that I'm toying with. It doesn't mean I've figured it out or anything else. I thought about it would be cool if it could be because a sink, it would have to be 5 or 6 inches in order to clear the curtains. It could be something that we hinge and could fold up and down. But that sounds more complicated and I'm not sure. But if I did, then I would have more space and it could be like an extension of the countertop. I want to show you this corner. So I think, so new people coming in that haven't been here for a little bit, please use the 3 uppercase Q's and then I'll read your comments out loud. And Mary's saying, wouldn't gray water attack rodents and pests? Yes, but I could run it outside, just down, out, underground, into I can make a small gray water thing. Or I could just on the floor underneath the sink thing, I could just have a narrow jug that it drains into. One of the two. I know in the keeping it simple vein, just having the jug is smarter. And so I probably would go there first anyway, but it's a thing. So, yeah, please use the 3 uppercase Q's. And yes, gray water would attract unless you keep it very secure. Does that make sense? Yep. Sparrow said, so uppercase Q's, you read, the rest is chatter between chat. Yep. The rest is all chat between you guys out there. So hi, Donna Kay. She says, hi, Lesa and everyone. How you feeling today, Donna Kay? Donna Kay still needs people's prayers or thoughts or whatever whatever you do. She has health issues like some of the rest of us. So I want to show you this, and I'm going to try to do this really carefully and not lose the signal or not have too much buffering. So let's see what happens. I'm going to turn the camera on the other way. Yes, you're seeing my flashlight and things, but we have to, because of my signal, we got to go easy. No, I'm not eating butter right now, but I have a really pretty butter dish. So here's the windowsill that eventually I want that windowsill clean. I'm thinking I might also add shelves on the top part of this window. This window operates just fine. Great, Donna K. I see that doing okay today. So I got to step back. I'm watching for the signal. So here's the kitchenette cart that was purchased for me. Thank you so much. It's been lovely. It's a metal frame, and so I'm working on organizing things. And so then I was able to get this spice rack, and I had to buy the jars separately. And then this is the window I'm talking about putting the little shelves in, and possibly finagling something for a sink situation. And Mary, I'd love your input, but are you really on my side with keeping it simple and whatever I do, just have it drain into a jug that sits on the floor? I think that's the smarter way, but it could be done the other way, and then it would just go outdoors. So that's this project. Now I'm going to turn you back around because I'm still here, okay? And then, because it's starting to be cooler weather, I finally got some things up. Haven't decided a great place for the dog food inside, but whatever, that's where it is right now. And had brought in the rug for the winter. Have a little bit of wood over there, but that's because I've had a couple of fires. So we're starting to use the fires. No, I didn't make the bed again this morning, but sometimes that happens. But basically, the cabin's more together. I think I'm going to change these little stools out. I think I'm going to, these padded tops, I'm going to remove vinyl tile on top of those and put them on the front porch. They don't slide easily on this floor. I'm going to put them on the front porch by the rocking chairs for side tables for the rocking chairs. But then I can put things like the bird seed inside there and the rats can't get in them. So that's what I'm going to try to do. And so then most everything's getting pretty cleaned up in here. This corner, maybe next month, if I can get them for under $20, I'm going to try to get a couple of corner shelves that have the wood and the black, like the shelf over the top of the cabinet. And that's so that I can put some of these lanterns and calendar and stuff up there. Let me go back kind of slow. And then back door. This is a little messy for me right now, but not horrible, so that, Wendy can get in there. This chair's, yeah, you sink into it. It's a little more slouchy than I was hoping for, but I can't afford the chair I wanted, was $200. The basket's where the kitty's place, and my little table is adjustable height. That's kind of nice. And then I'm going to come back toward the back door. I'm trying to go slow. And here's my minimalist closet. I'm looking at a couple of baskets. I found a couple for $16 on Amazon to go right there. I would like to take the stuff on here and put them up on in the baskets. But I need the baskets to be something that I can take it down and get in it and then put it back up. Okay. I see that Ira said the kitchenette is great. It is working good. And then Mary said that we started losing signal at stools and bed. I bet you did. All right, turning it back around. Let's try going out the back door. And yes, I'm holding the tripod, but let's see if we can do this. Okay, go out the back door. I've been working on the screened patio as well because I got this. That's my new pantry cabinet. Yay, yay. And my thermal pots on the top. Hopefully you're still doing okay. I don't see scrolling. So, but look at how clean and neat it's getting. The little wood cook stove that I am going to hook up. It's not hooked up yet, but I'm getting there. Okay? Much neater, much cleaner. And back around to my toolbox and the Ninja cooler that I love, love, love. Okay. Yeah. Shower house, kitty spaces. I might barter the grill away. I'm not sure I'm going to ever use it. And there's no reason for it to sit when somebody might want it. It's a wood fired grill. Anyways, so you're seeing outside. And now I'm panning back to the east door that looks out over the hammock area. And then here is my new pantry cabinet, which I love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. It is so nice to come from inside to out here to grab something to fix a meal. And it is all metal. And yes, here. And it's not carnivore, not at all. But like there's liver chunks, there's goat milk powder. Yeah, there's other stuff. Tapioca powder. There's even sugar, but I bought that for hummingbirds and for rat poison. Um, and then down on the bottom, there's olives and canned fish and olive oil and green beans. I have found out recently that I can eat green beans with no problems. So I'll probably eat more green beans. Okay, turning it back around. Are we still all right? Now I've still got some holes because it was used tin for the roof. So I still got some holes to plug, whatever. I'm still going to have some plastic of some kind to figure out to keep the wind and the weather out of here for some of the winter. But I know it is so much better than it was. And it really, I'm just happy. Okay, now question for you guys. Do you want me to attempt walking up to the garden? Okay, looking for uppercase Q's. Iris said, wow, Lee, coming along nicely. Thank you, Iris. Feels like an awful lot of work because it is a lot of work. Sparrow said, weird of a comment, but you're very much like my late mother. So this turning into a bit of a comfort stream for me. Smiley emoji. I think it's a smiley. Much love. You seem very passionate and I love it. Thank you, Sparrow. That's lovely. She had a similar RV project. Oh, okay. Good for her. Um, Mary's saying, looks great. I'm sorry I couldn't stop by on my way to New Mexico. I'm sorry you couldn't either, but I do understand these things happen. And you'll come back when you come. Mary has been here a couple of times before. And, my good close friends, they do get to come sometimes. Anybody have an opinion? Do you want me to try to walk up to the garden and show you the fall garden? Or do you want me to wait? Let's do the garden. Okay. Well, I got Iris's vote, so let's turn the camera around. And I'm walking barefoot. It's chilly, but it's not cold. So here we go. We're going to try this. And look at who's sitting there. You get a good fur baby picture. They're both near. The kitty does not weigh the same as Wendy does. But Hi, baby kitty. Okay. I'm walking slow and careful, but I do have the tripod in my hand, so it might be a little wiggly. Let me swap from my left hand to my right hand. I think it's more steady. I still think this is pretty. I did that years ago. So now more steps up here. And I have a spot for some more that's already composted for some more plants that are coming. And some of you are aware this garden bed, which is very, I have sun in my eyes right now. That's the asparagus. And I saw where a neighbor had some good wintered over strawberries. I'd almost risk it to put some in and put extra straw on there if I could, but maybe I'll just wait. I don't know. But look what we got going on here. And yeah, this is, I'm using what I got right now. But when, as you know, soon my winters can be mild in the beginning and then they'll get snowy and ugly. And so if I can, before it gets ugly, I'll try to get a better cover. But I'm just using what I got for right now. And I obviously zip tied it on. You see the things hanging down. And so hopefully you're still there. I'm not seeing scrolling on my end. But so we've got a number of things growing. Radishes here, some carrots. The carrots are awful close together, so I don't know if I'm going to get any real carrots. Then a pumpkin that just blossoms like crazy. Then there's some Russian beets, and way down on the end is a spaghetti squash. It's been blossoming too, but I don't know what's going to happen. Now, when I took the cover the other day, I just kind of flipped it on here. Let's pull this up. Oh, I hope you're not scrolling. I'm not looking. But the baby beets were starting to come up, and I thought, if I flip this little thin piece of fabric on there, it won't hurt it. I went too far. Oops. So the plant on the outside right there, that's the yarrow I got from Miss Liana. And under the bucket, careful because we scrolled a little bit, under the bucket is rosemary. But that's just, I don't have this way to go. But we scrolled a little bit. I'll show you the view. All right. And because we scrolled a little bit, I'm going to turn the camera back around. You can see me. And let's go back inside where I have a consistent signal. Oh, whoops. You might want to see Kitty. Kitty's hunting in the tree. I don't know if you can see. Well, she's dark. And then she went in the dark, shady part of the tree. But anyways, and Wendy's having a chewy. Kitty's right there. She camouflages pretty good. Look at her. Is she the cutest thing? Girl. She even goes for walks with us when Wendy and I go out to like get firewood and stuff. So let me take us back inside. We're in signal for a longer time. All right? So you guys got a whole little. Now I'm going to turn this around and in the chair with you guys. Woo. Yeah, this chair is a little short. Well, it's not the short. Wait, what am I saying? It's a little slouchy, which is a little disappointing to me that it's a little slouchy. Let's do this. And then I am going to catch up. Wait a minute. Move a couple of things and put you on this little side table. Whoops, sorry. Do I have a stain on this? Wouldn't that be normal to have a stain on my shirt or something? Because I'm so real and just exactly who I am. And wouldn't that be the way? All right, I got something else cool to show you that came this week, which was also another gift from another follower. Let me go back and check your comments. Okay. All right. Let me go back a little bit. Try to show garden. I did. We did pretty good without too much buffering, I think. You guys think so too, right? Trying to be respectful of you guys' time and stuff as well. Okay, so we did that one. I only read comments that have 3 uppercase Q's as the beginning of the comment, unless you're one of my moderators, and then if the Q's are in there, I'm going to read it. Sparrow, I'm going to be cooking chicken schnitzel and roast potatoes with hunting sauce. So I'll be listening in while I cook. Nice meeting you, Lesa. Oh, that's lovely, Sparrow. You know, enjoy your cooking, enjoy the visit with us. And a lot of people multitask with me and they just kind of listen in. Sometimes Mary will be driving somewhere and she'll just say, I'm driving today, but I'm here. Okay, it scrolled again, buffered again. I'm trying to be careful, guys. Ira's saying Kitty is definitely a cutie. She is. And I don't know whether you guys have seen her paws, but I don't know how many toes she has. Her paws are incredible. Beth says buffering was acceptable with some, they look like laughing. Thank you, Beth. At least you got to see something, right? So I don't know if Babs is out here today. I didn't notice her name, but I've had this. I found it in a thrift store, okay? It's 101 ways to improve your knitting. It's old. Old books like this are good ones, in my opinion. And then, how about this one? Learn how to. C is for crochet, K is for knitting, T is for tatting, E is for embroidery. This was sold as a 25-cent book in, no, 35-cent book in 1950. I forgot. I think it was 50 something. Yeah, 1959. And I was like, when I saw these two, I was like, nah, taking them home, even if I never do anything else again, right? But Babs, who sometimes with us, she knows that I knit and that I taught myself how to knit socks. But when Babs met me, she was knitting socks for a bunch of people, and she was doing stuff that I didn't know how to do, and she gave me this book. Okay. Now, I taught myself how to knit, and I taught myself how to make socks and do all kinds of things. And anyway, so these I've had for a while, and I just dug them out. Guess why I dug them out? Guess why I dug them out? Well, I have a couple of Wendy toys to patch because the cat pulls the stuffing out. But I got this box from a follower. Check this box out. Let me hold it up. Check this box out. That said thanks and had these two little Hanks in it. Okay? And then maybe I could bend this on the tripod and you could see better. There you go. Okay, so I'm taking the top piece. And then this. Okay, each one of these, I've opened this before, so each one of these had thank you stickers on them. Okay? Wait till you see what I got. Oh my goodness, this is going to be fun. Okay. Naturally hand-dyed with pomegranate and quebracho and indigo. Azarata Fiber Company, 100% wool. Somebody bought me. Somebody. I'm not supposed to say the name, so I'm not saying the name, okay? But somebody bought me 2 skeins of green, and they hunted to find naturally dyed, and 2 skeins of blue. I'm so excited. So they're both 3 ounce, 3.5 ounce, 100% wool. And then there were 2 little shanks just thrown in, which is cool. It says, "Speak to the earth and it will teach you," Job 12:8. And it's worsted weight, recommended needle size is US 7, recommended hook size US H. To lengthen the life of color, hand wash only when needed in cold water. Lay flat out on direct light to dry. I mean, I know how to do wool, so that's not... I'm just so excited! And who would have thought that I would get this excited at this time in my life? I know, I'm so excited. So, this will live away from Kitty. But right here, look at these 2 beautiful colors. I think that 3 ounces will make a pair of short socks. I think that's right. So I think this would make 4 pairs of socks. If I got that right. I don't know. I could be off. But anyways, so packing it back up to keeping it safe from kitty cat. Yeah, I know. Kitty really probably should get a real name. My son's daughter, 2-year-old, keeps saying the cat's name is Bobby. Well, I don't know if that's true, but anyways. And then, okay, behind me, I got my knitting bag back out. And I haven't even spent any time with this stuff yet. Just, it came this week. I'm thinking I got it Friday, so that's probably why I haven't even looked at it anymore. But I had bought a knitting bag that has 1 handle on it, right? And it has a hole for your yarn to come out, a grommet. And inside the bag, I don't know if I can show this, but inside the bag, there's pockets. Oh yeah, you could kind of see. There's pockets on the inside, around the outside, so that your yarn would go in the middle and your needles and stuff and go on the outside. Well, somebody, back when I first got Wendy, gave me yarn. This kind of yarn to me is like, to me. But, you know, I'm into natural fibers and stuff, even if I don't always have it. This happens to be a cotton shirt, and this sports bra happens to be the expensive. Yes, I will talk about that to somebody if they want to know, but this is the expensive brawny wool bra. It's not 100%. And this is not where I want to go with this. But anyways, and so somebody had given me that other, and then they gave me these long needles, which are not really my style, but hey, when I gave away all my needles how many times, and one of these, I just was like, yeah, I'll take needles for now. And then somewhere along the line, I went ahead and bought some bamboo needles. So they're very short. I'm used to double-ended needles being just a little longer. But I can do a lot, so I'm not worried about it. But these are very, I don't know, what size is this batch? That batch says they're 5s. Is that a 5? Yeah, that's a 5. So they might be really small. I may need to, yeah, because I mean, look at how tiny these are. Two, 2 point somethings. I may need to get some more needles, but whatever. I'm just so excited though. I get to, eventually here, I get to do some more stuff with, be creative again. So, oh, Babs just came in. Babs, you gotta watch this again because I talked about you and I just showed my new gift. You're gonna be excited for me. I know you're gonna be excited with me because you and I are like that about this subject. So, did you see it at all, Babs? Oh, okay, wait. I gotta go back a little bit and check you guys' uppercase Q comments. Let me go back. There it is. Iris, great winter projects to learn. Mary, I'm feeling the loss of handcrafting after 3 years. I want to make my travel lifestyle more normal. I was knitting socks at the start and then just lost the urge somewhere. I hear you. I do hear you, Mary. And I think that's what I'm kind of trying to do is there's some stability that I got once I have had the cabin. First, there was stability with the property. Then I had to be more safe because the weather up here can be crazy. And I mean crazy as an extreme. I mean, why did they give the reservation to the Native Americans, right? Because it was unwanted land. So, and I'm right next door to them. So that's the way that is. But I think what I'm coming to is that the stability I've gotten, I now want it to spread through more of my life. And I want to include the travel and some more of my creative fun things that I consider fun in my life. And so that's going to be a combination of the travel, maybe some handwork, and the gardening and things like that. And I mean, I didn't show you guys, but I've got kefir and sourdough starter in a basket that's working under the counter. It's been cool enough, so it's kind of slow right now, slow working. But all right, let me go back. Uh, Mary saying cool gift. Yeah. Beth saying yarn with lots of emojis. And Iris saying woohoo, congratulations. And Beth saying wool with a bunch of emojis and I think excitement and love. And there's Babs. Okay, so Babs, did you get to see it? I'm asking you, but I'm pulling it out for you, Babs. It's all wool, okay? Natural hand dye. Yeah. Okay, let me go back. So, and you know how excited I'll be for this. I think I gotta get some better needles. The ones I have, they look like they're lace making needles. So I may have to get some more needles. Mary saying, love green and blue together, 60s flashback. A little boho probably, but I'm that age. I'm 67. I graduated from high school in 1976, so I'm boho age. Beth saying, I got a gift of 300 pounds of raw wool for my birthday from my youngest daughter this year. I'll be busy this one. 300 pounds. Wow. Yeah, girl. You're going to spin, huh, Beth? Okay, so Babs asked how many yards. It says 3.5 ounces, 190 yards, Babs. I haven't even, started to make a test square. But I hadn't got this excited yet. No, I'm really excited. So 190 per skein. Babs knits and sews and does things like I grew up doing. Okay. approximately 210 yards per game. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I read something. It didn't have Q's. Uh, welcome, Torsten. Three uppercase Q's before questions for Lesa. Yes, true. I read the comments that have three uppercase Q's. Everything else, you're chatting with each other. And my moderators take care of you. My moderators will smack a troll in a heartbeat. What you barking at, Wendy? Mary. Time for more to get on. You all have a for you to go on. Have a fabulous week. Fun chat today. Thanks, Mary. Thanks for being here. Miss seeing you in person, but I'm glad. Mm-hmm. Oh, Babs, you saw big eyes. And Iris, gotta go, y'all. Thank you, and may God bless until next Sunday. Yep. And guys, I think I will kind of move along as well. I know it's a little early. Unless somebody has, I will hold on about 5 minutes. And if any of you have anything really important you need me to help you talk through or something, or questions about this area of the country or whatever. My lips are so dry. I keep looking at it, seeing it in the phone. But I'm so excited. I have something to do. But I have things that I want to do today and need to do today. So I'll be wanting to move on soon myself. And as we kind of wind down, what I often say to people is, please remember to pray for each other, for the world, for our community. Remember the people who are struggling with health issues and things, as well as the political figures that are in an office of some kind, because the great Creator has allowed that to be what it is for now. So pray for all of those things for all of us, everybody. Pray that the weather stays calm. Wasn't somebody on some podcast was saying, did you notice that there aren't as many chemtrails right now since the government shutdown thing? And I was like, I never even paid attention, but I should look up a little more often lately. Anyway, those are just sidebar comments. But yeah, so don't forget to pray for Catherine's husband, Homer, who just had the pins removed from his hand. He damaged his hand when a dust devil in Arizona came up. They're maybe an hour away from me. And it caught a door or something large and hit his hand. The item hit his hand and it broke his hand. So some of this weather out here can be incredible. So yeah, pray for him, pray for Donna Kay, pray for Leanna. Most everybody I know is kind of in stages of getting better. I'm way better, but please continue to pray that I find clear guidance and direction with my biblical based diet in a way that I can afford and that is manageable in my situation. Also for my vehicle to be okay, but for us to find whatever the oil problem is, and that is an inexpensive, simple fix, so that I can have more confidence in my vehicle again, so that I can then start to do things other than just be here. And I really like my independence. I love being able to go to the grocery store for myself and to do lots of things that some of my neighbors who are younger than me don't even do, but I'm capable. So let's see, other people with issues. I can't think right now who else has told me. Bernie, pray for Bernie. She also has both. She had a family member have a massive heart attack recently. Pray for that whole family. Um, Trying to remember who else. Pray for my neighbors. It appears that there's an awful lot of, I don't know, maybe chaos or something in their lives. Let's pray for them too. Um, oh, and my other neighbor, Debbie, and her husband, Frank, pray for them. They're doing cancer treatments with Frank. I've even heard her say she's not sure how long he'll last, but I will see her sometime this afternoon. So, but pray for her. I can't think of other specific names right now. Just thinking. So we will come back here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Sunday mornings, 9:30 Arizona time. You adjust Arizona time for yourself. So the way I would do that in my life would be I would Google on the phone if it's 9:30 Arizona in Arizona, what time would it be where I am, or something of that nature. And it would tell you, and then come in based on that if you want to come visit with us again. Some weeks this is just visiting. Sometimes there's a big subject involved. I feel like I'm going through another big change. Who knows? I had some conversations with a family member this week where I learned some things that I almost can't believe, that I didn't know this about human beings until I'm 67. But it's information that helped change my perspective a little bit. So, oh, and pray that my rancher takes good care of his unmarked bulls, and that those bulls find happier stuff away from my place. I also wouldn't mind a little prayer for me being able to afford the fencing stuff, and somebody who would be willing to help me fence for a price I could afford. So that would be helpful. Because some more fencing would be a bigger solution. And it would make it more calm around here. So, okay, I'm going to leave it at that. You guys have a great week. I'm hoping to have a great week. Thank you, Bernie. I can't wait for some of my friends when they're traveling through to come through and visit. But of course, now the cold has started, and so I don't expect some people to come through for a while. But you all stay in touch. Make sure you're checking in with whoever your important people in your life are, and your emergency contacts and whatever. I should contact my emergency contact. Anyways, stay in touch with them. Y'all have a great week, and we will see you next week. Ciao.